What's up, Dub Nation? Major updates are coming straight from the Bay, and if you're a die-hard Warriors fan, you're going to want to lock in for this one. We have not just one but two significant storylines unfolding. There's a crucial update on none other than Stephen Curry's injury status, and on top of that, a roster adjustment that could have a subtle yet important impact as the team heads into the most critical stretch of the season. So, let's break it all down. Now, just when fans started to panic after watching Steph hit the floor hard during that intense game against Toronto, we finally have some clarity. Early reports from top NBA insiders had already indicated that Curry managed to avoid any structural damage after undergoing an MRI, an enormous relief for Warriors fans everywhere. However, that didn't mean he was completely in the clear. The pelvic contusion he sustained was significant enough to sideline him for the following matchups, including the tough loss against Atlanta. And let's be honest, that game against the Hawks was rough. The team looked completely out of sync without their leader orchestrating the offense. But here's where things get interesting. The most recent update confirms that Steph has traveled to Miami, rejoining the team on their 6-game road trip. His availability for the upcoming battle against the Heat now hinges on how his body responds to treatment and recovery protocols. Initially, it seemed likely that he would be ruled as doubtful for the game, but then came a twist. Steph was back on the practice court. According to team insiders, he participated in an individual workout following an intense team session. From what observers could see, he began with some stationary shooting drills before ramping things up, testing his mobility, endurance, and overall game readiness. The reality is simple. The Warriors need Steph. The loss against Atlanta wasn't just another mark in the loss column. It was a clear indicator of how vital Curry is to this team's identity and performance. Sure, Golden State has managed to stay afloat in past seasons when Curry missed time. But anyone who watches this team regularly knows that he is the heart and soul of their offense. Without him, the Warriors can function, but they certainly don't reach their full potential. At this moment, the Warriors are holding on to the 6th seed in the Western Conference by the slimmest of margins, just half a game ahead of Minnesota, and barely a game ahead of the Clippers. The pressure is mounting. However, it's not all bad news. There's a real window of opportunity here. The Warriors are only a single game behind the Memphis Grizzlies for the 5th seed and just 2 games behind the Lakers. And guess what? Both of those teams are on the schedule for this road trip. That makes these upcoming games absolutely critical. If you're looking for a turning point, Steph's potential return in Miami could be just that. The Heat have been struggling ever since they traded away Jimmy Butler, losing 10 of their last 11 games. Their team chemistry appears shattered, and they've been unable to find a reliable go-to player in Butler's absence. This could be the perfect scenario for Steph to make his return, shake off any rust, and ignite some much-needed momentum heading into the final stretch of the regular season. Speaking of Jimmy Butler, let's not overlook the emotional aspect of this matchup. Butler, now wearing a Warriors jersey, will be making his first return to Miami since that blockbuster trade that sent shockwaves through the league. While Butler has publicly downplayed the game, insisting that it's just another matchup, we all know better. Jimmy thrives on competition, holds on to rivalries, and has a knack for stepping up in high-stakes situations. This game has all the ingredients for a statement night from Butler. And let's talk about his performance lately. With Curry sidelined, Butler has been the Warriors' primary scoring option, averaging 22 points and dishing out 9 assists per game over his last 4 appearances. His efficiency hasn't been elite, but his aggression, playmaking, and ability to get to the free throw line have been exactly what Golden State needs to stay afloat. If he can continue this level of production alongside a healthy Steph, and if Draymond Green maintains his defensive dominance, the Warriors' ceiling is significantly higher than most analysts predicted. Draymond, in particular, has been phenomenal since the trade deadline, playing defense at a level reminiscent of his peak years. He's been switching seamlessly, protecting the rim, directing traffic, and anchoring every possession. If Curry, Butler, and Draymond are all playing at their best, there's not a single team in the Western Conference that they can't compete with. However, the immediate priority isn't championship aspirations. It's avoiding the play-in tournament. With Curry at 37, Butler at 36, and Draymond at 34. The last thing the Warriors want is extra games before the playoffs even begin. Staying in the top 6 is absolutely essential. That means winning the games they're supposed to win. It starts with Miami and continues against the Pelicans and the Spurs, two teams more focused on draft positioning than postseason aspirations. If the Warriors go 3 for 3 in those games, they put themselves in a strong position heading into the real battles against Memphis and the Lakers. Now, while all eyes are on Curry's return, the Warriors' front office has also been making moves. The team officially signed Kevin Knox for the rest of the season, solidifying their depth as they gear up for the playoffs. While this isn't a headline-grabbing move, it's an important one. Knox provides length, versatility, and much-needed depth after the Warriors' mid-season trade left them short on roster spots. So what does Knox bring to the table? He's not expected to be a game-changer, but his 6'8" frame, defensive versatility, and ability to knock down open shots make him a solid rotational piece. He won't be logging major minutes, but he's the kind of player who can step in when needed, especially if injuries or rest impact the regular rotation. Looking ahead, Golden State still has one open roster spot. While there's speculation about adding another player, the free agent market isn't exactly overflowing with game-changers. Names like Mo Bamba, Marcus Morris, and T.J. Warren have been mentioned, but none are surefire fits for the Warriors system. Instead, the team may opt to stick with their current group, focusing on internal chemistry and continuity rather than making a late-season gamble. The bottom line, this stretch is crucial. If Steph returns in Miami, the entire dynamic shifts. His presence alone elevates the offense, improves spacing, and gives role players like Kuminga, Moody, and Podziemski better opportunities. Beyond that, his leadership energizes the entire squad. And speaking of playoff impact, Kevin Durant remains a looming factor in the Western Conference. If the Warriors do make a deep run, there's a real chance they could face KD and the Phoenix Suns in a high-stakes showdown. Durant has been playing at an elite level, and a potential playoff battle between him and his former team would be nothing short of legendary. So buckle up, Dub Nation. The postseason is right around the corner. The team is rounding into form, the core players are healthy, and the final push is about to begin. The next few games will determine whether Golden State can solidify their standing or find themselves in a fight for survival. Either way, one thing is clear. When Steph Curry is on the court, anything is possible. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exclusive Warriors updates. Stay locked in for more coverage on all things Dub Nation.